we're here with Toni at the Peterson Asphalt Research Conference. Oh, can you turn us on air? So just flip the button over here.
Got you.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. So we asked Toni to sit with us and talk about AMAP, the Association of Modified Asphalt Producers. But first, I checked out your LinkedIn profile, and I noticed you went to The Ohio State University. So I want to know, like, what brought you there? How did you end up in Ohio?
Well, so I'm from Ohio originally, so just outside Columbus, Ohio. I actually did my undergrad at Xavier University, at chemistry undergrad, with some focus in biology as well. And I actually graduated in 2008, and if anyone remembers 2008, no one was hiring. So I went to grad school to buy time, honestly just thought I was going to buy some time before I got a real job. I had no interest in going to grad school. Quite honestly, I was done with school at that point, but sought out The Ohio State University for the really good chemistry program. And as soon as I got there, I just got really interested in the research. And so while I thought I was going there to buy time for like 2 or 3 years, I ended up staying for my PhD. So it was great.
That's awesome.
I'm a big Buckeye fan from being from Columbus, Ohio originally. So the best perk of that grad school experience was the $28 football tickets.
Oh, that's fantastic. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
So I love that you went to school for chemistry and then continued on. I graduated in 2000, so people were hiring, so I didn't go on.
Yeah.
But I also saw you're an analytical chemist, which is my favorite type of chemistry, and chromatography and all that.
Yes.
Just like so much fun.
Yep. I love that it can be different all the time. That was really what drew me to it. I grew up watching like CSI Crime Scene, and it's just none of it's real. Like it's so make-believe. But I like the allure of having a different challenge every day and using the different tools to solve a problem. That's really what it's all about.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. I actually used a Xenos fairly early on in my career. It's like a portable chromatograph, and then I saw it on a CSI episode. So,
and they knew the exact Walgreens at the exact time that thing was bought.
So you've been on you've been a board member at AMAP for 4 years. So what was it about AMAP that drew you to it? What's special about AMAP?
So I've been with my company, and I switched roles actually from one building material to another that was working on modified asphalt. So I actually inherited my seat from my predecessor. So that's what drew me to it originally. But in building materials, modified asphalt is one way to give enhanced products to your building materials. And so it's a very difficult subject explained very well through chemistry, and the mission of AMAP and the education in the chemistry. I'm a daughter of a teacher, so it really just drew me to the association to be able to share my knowledge and explain chemistry and why different materials make sense in certain situations and the benefits that they can provide. And so that really talked to my spirit of, even though I didn't want to be a teacher because teachers don't get paid great, it was one way to kind of show my teaching abilities and educate others and get them interested in the science and the reasons behind why to choose certain materials for certain solutions.
Very cool. And I can say I've been to some AMAP conferences, and the education sessions are always very good.
Very good.
So, as infrastructure priorities have shifted towards sustainability, how does modified asphalt kind of fit into that market?
So, as you mentioned, I've been with AMAP for 4 years, and since I've been there, and I'm sure the conversation was there well before my 4 years, sustainability has been a very on-trend topic to talk about, and almost every single presentation hits on sustainability in some aspect, one way or another. Modified asphalt is actually kind of a difficult topic when it comes to sustainability, because some of the additives when we talk about asphalt modifiers do have a lot of energy needed to create them.
Yes.
But there's also the trade-off though of the enhanced durability and the longer lifetimes. And so AMAP's been very good about describing both ends of the spectrum of, whether or not it does take energy to create those certain modifiers, what are the benefits you're getting out of the modifier in the asphalt so that your ultimate modified asphalt product lasts longer or is more durable. And that is just becoming ever more important as, the environment and is changing and weather conditions are becoming more severe.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. And I know at Napa too, they talk about like if you're using a hot mix that has a modified asphalt in it versus one that doesn't, you really can't compare their LCAs and EPDs.
Yeah.
They're just completely different classes
Yep.
of materials. So it's good to hear that AMAP's aware of that and kind of also delivering the same messages to the community.
Yep. Yep.
So from AMAP's perspective, what are some of the interesting technologies and innovations kind of coming up?
Yeah, so it since its inception in like the late 90s to now, there have been dozens of different technologies introduced. Everything from traditional rubber modifiers, SBS modifiers, variations within. I mean, there's a whole portfolio of SBS out there now.
Yeah.
So those are some of the more traditional additives that have been, at the core of modified asphalt and since AMAP was introduced. But there's just such a variety of other chemistries and modifiers that have been introduced since then. Some that are particularly exciting are things that will make other recycled materials more compatible with asphalt, just the recycled materials themselves, a variety of circular products. So there's really one of the more exciting things has just been the variety of different options you have depending on what your product wants to be or what you need from your product to introduce those benefits.
Okay, that's very cool. What are some common misconceptions about modified binders, and what is AMAP doing to kind of help guide that conversation?
So there are definitely misconceptions. I think part of why AMAP was founded originally was to address some of those misconceptions and get modified asphalt adopted. So, one, especially early on, is it's too expensive, right? It costs more, so we can't use it. And that's still a challenge, right? Even in the past 20, 30 years, it's still a challenge. But you got to look at the long-term benefits, not just the upfront cost of your ultimate product, to make a holistic choice for what your product is. So that's one misconception, is that it's too expensive to use. Another is that, so we were talking about sustainability, that it's less sustainable. That if you use a modified asphalt, it might be less sustainable unless it's naturally already a recycled product. And that's not always true either, right? You have to really factor in, you can't just look at cradle to gate for your products, right? From the material, all the energy it takes to produce your materials to it going out the door, you really got to look at the full life cycle of that product to get a holistic view. And that's one really important thing that AMAP's been focused on, particularly in the last year, is walking through the different lenses that products can be viewed in. So. And being able to give some of that more difficult sustainability nomenclature, breaking it down so that everyone can understand, and you don't have to be, Chait from Asphalt Institute to understand it, right? He speaks a different language sometimes to different people, and so kind of breaking it down into terms that people can understand, so that when I'm looking at this document or this data, you know what you're looking at. So you're not just looking at one lens only, you can look at multiple different lenses.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. Like when I was coming up and getting my degree in chemistry, sustainability was not something we talked about. It wasn't part of the curriculum in any way. I did have environmental, but not at the level it is now. So it's opened up so many new opportunities and jobs.
I definitely had to learn on the job as I go. There were some beginners sustainability courses. It was more environmental engineering.
Yes.
There wasn't a whole lot in chemistry in particular when it came to sustainability. There were definitely stories of pollution, like pollution was a big thing, recycling was a big thing, but there wasn't a whole lot of education, at least when in the chemistry sciences, of what do you need to know to take with you when it comes to being in a commercial market. So it's definitely been an on the job, and I think AMAP has helped me, right, because there's no asphalt chemistry degree either.
Right.
So, I mean, even just as an asphalt chemist, that's something I've had to learn on the job as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no degree. There's no undergrad degree for asphalt chemistry.
Like you can take rheology, you can take materials. There's so many different pathways into this industry, which is also one thing I really love about it. Like so many different backgrounds.
Yep.
So AMAP had a celebrity spokesperson and you got to pick them, who would it be and why?
Oh, I know this answer. So I'm a little biased to Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Oh my goodness, he's my favorite.
Love Bill Nye. Like, that was the best. I mean, when they would wheel that cart in with the TV on it in grade school, it was always Bill Nye. He is just such a cool way of demonstrating something simple and having an easy way to talk about it, and really, like, because AMAP is at the heart of education, he is like the chemistry guru of educating in a simple way that's understandable and meaningful, like applicable. So Bill Nye, number one, and if he was not available with his super awesome bow ties, Neil deGrasse Tyson would be my number two. But I think both would be pretty expensive. Might be out of our budget.
I'm so excited for my friends to see this because they think it is crazy that I love Bill Nye.
I still love him.
So, like, it's not just me now. Like,
love Bill Nye.
Bill, no, it's a thing.
I love that he's still on TV too, though. I mean, he's gone. He still has a TV show if you've watched it on Netflix, and it's built more towards because his original content was built more to students and kids, but he has a series on Netflix geared to those same kids, but as adults that care about topics that are a little political or you know have impact on our lives.
That's right. I'll have to check that out. Definitely gonna have to check that out. So who do you think like who should go to AMAP? Like, who is it geared towards?
So AMAP is geared towards, honestly, a range of audiences depending on the different days. So the workshop's really good for those new to the industry or are trying to branch out into different modified asphalt applications. So it's good for those that are within their first year just trying to get the nomenclature. And so there's really good basics on modified asphalt as someone that's maybe their first year in.
Okay.
It's also good refresh content if, you know, if you see certain content a couple of times, you begin to understand it more. So once you have some challenges in your role, you can begin to rehear the educational part and really connect the dots more. So that's really who the workshop is geared to. And then the conference sessions are for anyone technical in asphalt. So we have, you know, DOTs, agencies, we have academic labs, we have, you know, asphalt test labs that will come, different asphalt test labs that will come. We've got different, you know, building materials manufacturers, those that are supporting in the system. So there's a wide range of audiences. So if you have any interest in asphalt at all, or that's any part of your job, it's really for you.
So that's really cool. And the other thing to think about is for sponsorships. These are the people who are going to be here. So if you're in the business of selling to asphalt producers or anybody in the asphalt binder business, it's also the conference to be at.
Absolutely, and we do have an expo as well, so anyone that's interested in talking more about their products, if you're trying to sell within the modified asphalt industry, it's a great way to get a range of very focused people, anywhere from like 150 to 200 people, to get good conversations about your products and what your products can do for the modified asphalt industry.
Awesome. So do you have like a favorite experience or moment from an AMAP conference that you could share with us?
Absolutely. So I'm very biased in my answer. So my personal favorite experience, honestly, was just last year's, because we did. So speaking of doing a refresh on the workshop, we've also done a refresh on our technical committee. So previously, our technical committee has always been one of our biggest committees. Again, because we're focused on education, but 20 or 30 people are in that committee, but there were 20 or 30 different things going on. And so we did a really good step back to focus on a couple of priorities at a time.
Nice.
And so it was very exciting last year to see particularly a roofing white paper be talked about. And there were across industry a couple of different presenters that, like, you normally in the roofing industry, you don't see multiple companies coming together to talk about one topic. So that was really cool to see them not just work on the paper together, and it was specifically looking at how would you recycle modified asphalt products, and is there any benefit to recycling modified asphalt products compared to standard asphalt roofing products? And they presented some of their initial research at last year's conference, and so that was just really refreshing to see the association be used in that way. Where, yes, we're talking about modified asphalt, but from across a bunch of different companies.
Very cool. Thank you for being with us. I know I did ask Tanya if she was available, and she said you would do a great job, and you did. So thank you for being here with us. So that's a wrap for Mixing Materials. Keep learning, keep building. See you next time on The Road to Knowledge.
Thank you.